Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles. I'm back to the World Puzzle Federation 2016 Round 2. Knocked my microphone. It's actually been a couple of days since I last tried recording any of these puzzles, but I'm going to keep going. These, of course, are puzzles recorded by the Serbian puzzle constructors back in 2016. The puzzle you're looking at now is a Kropki Sudoku created by Zoran Tanasic, and this is a 27-point puzzle. If you want to understand how the point system works, I explained that in detail back in the first video in this series, Classic Sudoku 1. Don't want to go through it in all of them. So, of course, Kropki Sudoku is different to Kropki pairs as in that all of the dots are given. When Kropki and XV started appearing, it was always the case that all X's, V's and all Kropki dots were given. And then when they started doing it that not all dots were given, then they needed to come up with another word for it. Not sure how it all came about. I wasn't around in the hobby back then. Came in shortly after I came in 2019, at the end of 2019. But yeah, I'm going to have a look at this puzzle. Of course, there'll be a link below to where you can try this puzzle for yourself. And there'll be a link to the entire World Puzzle Federation archive where you can see all puzzles that published from 2014 to today. But let's have a look at the rules. We've got normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. And then we've got adjacent cells containing consecutive numbers are marked with a white dot. Adjacent cells containing numbers whose ratio is 2 are marked with a black dot. I don't like this wording. Adjacent cells with no marking must not contain numbers that are neither consecutive nor whose ratio is 2. Must not contain numbers whose ratios are neither consecutive. This is... I'm not a fan of the wording. We've definitely refined it in the last years. Adjacent cells containing 1 and 2 can be marked by a dot of either color. Okay, that's fine. So basically what it's saying is digits in cells separated by a white dot are consecutive. In digits in cells separated by a black dot are in a 1 to 2 ratio. All dots are given. So it's not possible for these cells to either be consecutive or in a 2 to 1 ratio. They're the rules of the puzzle. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. Where do we start on this one? Now, this is a 27-point puzzle, so it's supposed to be not that hard. Okay, so what do we know? Black dots are more constricted. This is probably a parity puzzle because there's a lot of dots on it. We know black dots. Black dots will contain a low digit and its even double. So for example, 1 can double to 2, 2 can double to 4, 3 can double to 6, 4 can double to 8. So you can never put a high odds digit on a black dot. So for example, in this box, 5, 7, and 9 must be in those cells because you can never put 5, 7, or 9 on a black dot. But that's 4 cells. In this box, no. This column, though, those are all on black dots. So these must be 5, 7, and 9. Because I can't put 5, 7, or 9 on a black dot. There's no 2 to 1 ratio for them. They're either something and a half or something 10 or higher. So these are 5, 7, and 9. I'm actually going to mark parity because with this being a 5, 7, or 9, must be even. Now, I can't put a 9 here because these would have to then be 8 and 10, which doesn't work. Now, if this is a 5, these are 4 and 6. And if this is a 7, these are 6 and 8. So there must be a 6 in one of these two, which means one of those is 3. Actually, there's something really weird going on here. One of those is 3. This doesn't... So these can't be 3, 6. Because if this was... Oh, no, I could go... No, I can't put... If this is 3, I could go 6, 3, 6, and that could be... And that wouldn't need to be 3. No, this could be 3, 6. But where's 3 in this column? This can't... If I put a 3 up here, this would be 3, 6, but I need a 6 down here. So I can't put 3 here. 3 is in one of those two. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. One of these has to be odd. No, both of those could be odd. There's 1 even here, but these could both be even. But these are from 1, 2, 4, 8. Well, that can't be a 1. This is from 248. This can't be a 1, because if this is a 1, the only digit consecutive with a 1 is 2, and the only digit in a 2-to-1 relationship 1 is 2, and both of those would need to be 2. So this is even. So this is now odd. This is now an even. But being on black dots, that doesn't tell me much. I could easily have 2 evens here or 2 evens here. This is 8. This would be 7 or 9. This would be 4. This couldn't be a 9. It'd go 8, 7, 6, and this would be 6, 3 if this is 8. There is a 1 in one of those. Wow, this is listed as an easy puzzle. I've got 2 evens. There must be an even on here. So one of those must be odd. So one of these must be 1 or 3, because the only odd digits you can put on black dots are 1 and 3, because 5, 7, and 9 can't go on there, because 1 could double to 2 and 3 could double to 6. So one of these must be a 1 or a 3, because I can put I've got 2 evens. One of those must be even. I can't make both of those even. But hang on, do I need to have... This is from 248. If this was 8, 4... I think we're broken down here, because this is either 4, 6 if this is a 5, or 6, 8 if this is a 7. So if this is 8, 4, these are both 6. This can't be an 8. If this is an 8, this would be 8, 4, and these would both be 6. So this is only 2 or 4. If this is 4, this would have to go down to 2, because it couldn't go 4, 8, because that would break these. So if it's 4, it goes down to 2. If it's 2, it's 1 or 4. That doesn't help me that much. But there must be a 2 on this. So this can't be a 2. So if this is 2, this can't be a 1. So to go 2, 3, 4... and this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So if this is a 2, it goes 2, 3, 4, because I can't go down to 1. If it's 4, I go 5, 6, or 3. No, I have to go 5, 6. This is always 3, 6. And this can't be a 3. If this is a 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4 doesn't work. Hang on, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, 2, 3, 4 works, because this could be 1, 2. So if this is 2, this can't go 1. It goes 2, 3, 4. And if it's 4, I can't go 3, 2, because I can't do that. So it'd go 5, 6. This is always 4 or 6. But 4 would have to go up to 8, and 6 would have to go down to 3. This is a 27-point puzzle, which is normally supposed to be solved in like 3 or 4 minutes. I don't understand. Is it one of these? Because I don't have any information over here. If this is 3, 6... Oh no, there is something here. If this is 3, this becomes 6, and this would have to be 5 or 7, which I can't put on a black dot. That's not a 3. That's a 3, which is odd. This is 6. This isn't 6, but 6, 5, 4, or 6, 7, 8 all work. Eight would make that 4. 4 would make that 2 or 8. So this can only be even. So this must be odd. So what can this be now? It's from 1, 2, 4, 8. It can't be a 2. If this is 8, this is 4. and this would be 3, 6. Because 8 is only in a 2-to-1 relationship with 4. This would have to be 3 or 5, and it can't be 5. So if this is 8, it goes 4, 3, 6. If this is 4, it could go 2, 3, 6, or 8. It couldn't go 8 because this would be 7 or 9. So if this is 4, this would have to go 2. I couldn't go 1, 2. So this would be 2, 3, 6. And if this is 1, it'd go 2, and then it'd go 3, 6. This is always 3, 6. That's crazy. That puts 3 over here. 6 is only consecutive with 5 or 7, so that's an odd digit. 3 is only consecutive with 2 or 4. That's even. This is odd. This is from 1, 2, 4, 8 now. 6 is not in any of those. 6 is down here. 3 is over here. I don't know anything about that. Come on. 1 would make that 2. 2 would make that 2 or 4. This must be even, mustn't it? 1 makes this 2. 2, oh no, 2 could make that 1. This is even, but I don't know what that is. There must be an even on here. There must be an even on here, but they could be, I just could put an even there and cover both of them, I think. How is this a 27-point puzzle? What am I missing? This is from 1, 2, 4, 8. There must be an even on here. There must be an even on here. Both of these are odd because there's only 4 evens for the box. Both of those are odd. There's an odd on here, there's an odd on here, there's 2 odds here. There's an even on here, there's an even on here, there's an even here. One of those is even. There's an odd here and an odd here. One of those is odd. But could that be a 1? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6 seems okay. How is... How is this supposed to be a puzzle solved in 3 minutes? I'm 10 minutes in, I've got almost nothing. And I'm not even sure about what I've done. So one of these has a 2 on it. Because I've got to have an even on here and an even on here. So even odd, even odd. These are from 1, 2, 4, 8. This can't be 1. This can't be a 1. If this is a 1, this would be a 2 and this would be a 3 and it can't be. So this can't be a 1. There must be a 4 on this and therefore this is a 2. If this is 3, 2, this can't be an 8. This is 1 or 4. This is 1, 3 or 5 only. Oh, there's no 2 here. This is a 4, 8. And they're both even. So these are all odd, and this is even. There's no 2 here, and there's no 2 here, or 6. This is 4, 8. This is a 4, 8 pair. So what is this? This is 3, 5, 7, or 9. Well, it's not 3. It's 5, 7, or 9, because it can't be 3 because of that. There's a 1 in one of those two. 4, 8 here. So this is 4 or 8. So this is 3, 5, 7, or 9. So 1 is up here. 6 is in one of those two, and I can't put 6 there because that can't be a 3. That's not the 6, that's the 6, which is even. I possibly could have spotted that earlier, but this is now odd, which means it's 1 or 3, and it can't be 3. That's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 4, meaning that's a 6, which means this is the 5 and this is the 3. What is going on? This puzzle. This isn't a 5. This isn't a 1. The 4 looks down, making this the 1, which is odd. The 4 looks down, making this the 8, which makes this the 4, which makes this the 8. This is no longer a 5. This is no longer a 4. This is the 8, this is the 4, and this is a 3. No. This is 2 or 8, and it can't be an 8. That's a 2. So this is 1 or 3, and it can't be a 3. This is a 1. Holy cow. So these are all odd, because 2, 4, 6, and 8 are all, they see all of 2, 4, 6, 8. These are 5, 7, and 9. Four is in one of those two. 2 is in one of those two. 8 is up here somewhere. There must be an 8 on this white dot because all of the other evens are gone. This is 7, 8, 9, must contain an 8. This is an odd digit. 3 makes this 5, which means this can't be 2. This is the 4. This isn't the 4. And now where's the 2? This sees 2, 4, 6, and 8. This is the 2, which is even. This can't be an 8. This is odd. And it's not 1, 3, 5. This is 7 or 9. 5 is down here now for the column. This isn't a 5, but it's consecutive with 4. That's a 3. The 5 is looking down, making that the 7, making that the 9. And these are 1 and 5. This puzzle is crazy. There's still a 6 in here, and I don't know which. This is from, well, this can't be 1, 2, and it can't be 3, 6. So it's from, it's either 2, 4 or 4, 8, and it must contain a 4. But it means that they're all even. So this can't be a 3 anymore. 3 is over here. So this is from 2, 3, 4. But this must contain a 4. So this is actually a 2, 3 pair. And there's no 2 here. This is a 4, 8 pair. So what's this? Well, the 7 comes out of here. This is 1, 5, or 9. It can't be a 1 because that can't be a 2. 9, 8. Sorry, 9 would make... No, actually, this is broken. I've broken the puzzle. This is wrong. Actually, let me look at this row again. This has to be 5 or 9. This has to be 1 or 5. Let's look at this again. These have to be... It's going back to here because this is weird. This can't be 3, 6, and it can't be 1, 2. So it's 2, 4, 8. It must contain a 4. They must be even. So this must have an even digit on it. But it can't, it's 2 or 8. So it's either 8, 9 or 1, 2, 3. Actually, no, I missed a couple of options there. So I think I need to look here. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have to put 2 on this. If I don't put 2 in this, 2 goes on one of those dots and I'd need a 1 or a 3. This is 2, 4. So there's an 8 on this dot. This is odd, which means it's 1 or 3, which means this is either 2 or 6, and it's not 2. This is 6, 3. This is even 6. This is 5 or 7, which is odd. This is even. This is odd. It's either 6, 7, 8, 9 or 6, 5, 4, which it can't be. So it's 6, 7, 8, 9. It goes in that order because it couldn't go down to 654 because that would break those. That's cleaner. The 9 makes this the 5, which makes this the 1, which makes this the 5. How is this a 27-point puzzle? You people are delusional. 6 is now down here, and it can't be with 5. This is a 6-7 pair. The 6 is looking down, making that the 7 and that the 6. Odd and even. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are an 8-9 pair. So 1, 2, 3. This is a 4, which is even. These are 1, 2, and 5. If this is a 1, this would have to be a 2, and it can't be, so it's not a 1. 2 would make that 3, 5 would make that, this can't be a 5. This is a 5, this would have to be a 4 or a 6, and it can't be either. This is a 2, and this can't be a 1, so this is a 3. 2, and which is even, and there's no 2 in those are both odd. Wow. There must be a 4 on this, and it can't be with a 3. This is a 4-5 pair, and the 5 is looking down, making that the 4 and that the 5. We've got even and odd. The 4 is looking up, making that the 2 and that the 4. These, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9, which are both odd. The 7 is looking down, making that the 9 and that the 7. The 5 makes that the 7, taking 7 out of there. These are from 1, 3, 9, and there's no 3 in them. This is a 1, 9 pair. So these, 1, 2, 3. And the 3 is looking across, making that the 2 and that the 3. So we've got even and odd. 2 can only go with 1 or 4. 1 would make that 2, 4 would make that 2 or 8. So 1 would make this 2. If this is a 4, it'd be 2 or 8, but it can't be 8. So this is always a 2, which is even. Holy cow. There must be an even on this, and it has to be a 6, which can't go with a 7. This is a 5-6 pair. So there's no 5 here. This is the 5 in the column over here. So these are 6, 7, and 9, and the only one that can be consecutive with the 5 is the 6, and this is a 7, 9 pair, which is odd, which means this is the 1 and this is the 9. This is a triple now. 1, 3, no, not 1, 3, 4. 1, 4, 8. There's no 8 here, so this is the 8, which is even. This is a 1, 4, and I can't see how to resolve that. 3 is up here. These are 3, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm not sure how to resolve that. This is a 7, 8, 9 triple. So this is a 1. So what's this? It can't be 1, 2, because I can't see 1 in any of them. If it's 2, 4, it's in that order. If it's 3, 6, it's in that order. And if it's 4, 8, it can't be 4, 8. So these are the only possibilities. 3 here would make that 6 and make those 2, 4. And that can't be 2 or 4. That can't be a 3. This would have to be a 2 or a 4, and it can't be. This is a 4. Therefore, this is a 2. Because 4 needs to go with 2 or 8, and it can't go with any of them. These are both even. Therefore, these are both odd. 4 has to go next to 3 and 5, and the 5 makes that the 3 and that the 5. Looking down, making that the 1 and that the 5. Looking down, making that the 4 and that the 1. So we have odd and even. The 5 looks down, making that the 6 and that the 5. So we've got even and odd. This is a triple now. Well, we have to put an even on this, and the only even available is 6, and it can't go with 5. So this is a 6, 7 pair. And the 6 here is telling us that that's the 7 and that's the 6, even and odd. This is the 1 that's not being placed. And these are 8 and 9. The 3 is looking across saying that's not the 3, that's the 3. These are 7, 8, 9. The 9 here is looking at making that the 8 and that the 9, even and odd. That takes 9 out of both of those. This is a 7, 8 pair. This is the 9, which makes this the 8 and this the 9, even, odd. That turns around and says this isn't the 9. The 7 looks across, making that the 9. So this isn't the 9. The 7 looks back, making this the 8 and this the 7, even, odd. Which means that's the 8. That's the 7. So this is odd and even. And 7 looks down, making that the 9 and that the 7. And this is wrong. Oh, I've probably just done some pencil mark mistakes. 7 makes this 9, taking 9 out of there. When you focus on colouring, it makes things hard. 8 and 7, making that even. This is why I like to get rid of the colouring, because it's so easy to make a mistake when you do the colouring as well. 8 and 7, looking down, making that the 9 and that the 7, and that's the solution to the puzzle. 22 minutes, 27-point puzzle? It's like 1 point per minute. If anyone solves that in 4 minutes, please leave a comment, because holy cow, and let me know how. Like, what was your break-in and flow for being able to do that in 4 minutes? Because that's what they've rated it as. Like, a speed solver should easily be able to do this in 4 minutes. This was rated as about the same difficulty as that opening classic. Or this is one of the trap puzzles. So one of the skills that I keep being told is important in competition is being able to identify two things. One, being able to identify when a puzzle should be abandoned fast, and the other one is when to start guessing. So a skill in speed solving is to know that, okay, if what is something likely to be, and then solve from there, and then very quickly backtrack and use the other option. So for example, if this was down to 2 options, quickly solve for one option and solve the grid as fast as possible with one of the options until it breaks, and know that if it's the other option, you can just immediately move to the other option and solve a lot faster, because you're not trying to prove anything. The important thing when you're solving puzzles for speed solving isn't to prove your logic. It's just to get the right answer. So if you're just trying to get, say, for example, this row and this column, and you can like put something in very, very quickly and lock those in and be fairly certain of your answers, you can submit those answers and move on. You don't even need to solve the whole puzzle. So that could be something that this was. This could have been a puzzle to try and either get people to use the skill of identifying when to move on quickly, or when to turn around and play the probabilities, because doing a logical solve is not necessarily the skill that they're looking for in speed solving. They're looking for being able to just get the right answer by any means possible. And if that means this cell is down to 2 options and it's going to force more, if it's a 3, put a 3 in and see. And if it breaks fast, then go back and use the other option. It's not about proving the logic. This could have been a puzzle to do that, because 27-point puzzle, you got to be kidding me. Fun puzzle though, lots of interesting things to find. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one, and as always, good luck with your solving.